Hey everybody, this is Derek L. Mitchell, and I know that you would normally be seeing me on a Friday in an episode of the Fearless Actory, but I'm doing things a bit differently today, and I'll tell you why. So what I realized is that to record and edit and episode for on YouTube is very time consuming. And I have a lot of ideas and insight that I want to share with you, and I don't always don't want to wait until I can put together a proper episode to give it to you. So I'm starting something new. Every now and then I'm going to sit down, just like this, no green screen, no soundtrack, just an informal conversation with me and you to share with you what's on my mind. And I'm calling it my fearless vlogs. And they will also be available on YouTube in addition to here on Facebook. And so to start things off, I want to talk about resolutions. Now, I heard this statistic that about 95% of people that have made a resolution have already broken it by this time of the year. And it's still January. Now, I don't know if this statistic is true or not, or how it was measured, but it might not be that high, but I believe that it's pretty close. And so I was thinking about why is that the case? Why are we so quick to break and abandon our resolutions? And I began to think about my own resolutions, which I really don't make. I just have goals. I don't call them resolutions, but this same principle applies. And what I realized is that emotion has a lot to do with it. And I'll give you an example. So about a week and a half ago, I realized that there was one thing in particular that I really wanted to work on this year. And when I had that epiphany, I was consumed with this desire to start working on that immediately. I mean, right now. It developed a lot of urgency, that emotion, because I was feeling it. I was in the moment, and I wanted to start on it at that point in time while I was fired up. And I was thinking about it just a couple of days ago, and while the commitment and the resolve is still there, the feeling is gone. Emotions are fickle. They come and they go. And what I realized is that I didn't take advantage of the urgency of my emotions. And that's the message that I want to convey on you right now. Our emotions, we allow them to use us quite a bit. Our emotions are probably responsible for a good portion of the mistakes that we make in our lives, if not all of them. Just think about all the mistakes that you have made, and in the face of reason and logic of why you shouldn't or should do something, your emotions push you to do the exact opposite. Whether it's staying at a job that you are unhappy in, or staying in a relationship that you shouldn't be in, that's unhealthy, or causing you to take shit from people that really shouldn't even be in your life in the first place, or putting yourself in a compromising position. Our emotions can really put us in some compromising scenarios, and if that's the case, if our emotions can use us, then why not use our emotions to our benefit? When I was in graduate school, I was introduced to a concept called the elephant and the rider, and it was meant to describe the relationship between our emotions and our logic. And the elephant, represents our emotions, and the rider represents our logic. And just think about how much of an influence your emotions have on your life over logic and reason in so many cases and examples. Often our logic is just trying to hang on and keep enough control to keep us from killing ourselves. And so, that being the case, when our logic and our reason can't always push us to do what we should do, then I think the answer is using our emotions. And how you do that is take advantage of your emotional state. Just think about the last time that you were angry at somebody, or that you were excited about meeting a new person, and how that felt, how consumed you were by that emotional state, and the urgency that you felt as a result of it to act on those emotions immediately. Well, I think you should apply that we all should apply that principle to things that we resolve to do in our lives, and goals that we set for ourselves. We are often in a peak emotional state when we make a decision to do something or to stop doing something. And it's at that moment that we should act to cement and solidify our commitment to get it done and to see it through unto the very end. So I don't know if you have made a resolution at all, if you've broken it, or you are still sticking with it. But the key, and I don't know what your emotional state is right now, but the next time that you want to do something that is beneficial and has a long-term value in your life, not just something that is only a good idea in that moment, but something that you logically can recognize as a benefit. When you are in that state of all-consuming emotion and excitement with doing that one thing, act in that moment and get it started, so that when you are out of that state and the emotions have faded away, you are already on the path and committed to accomplishing what you set out to do. Take advantage of the urgency of your emotions. And so that's all I have for today. And the next time that you see me, it will be a brand new episode of the Fearless for Acre, the first of 2017. And until then, have a good weekend and take care of yourself.